everyone! It has been quite a while since I did my last video, nearly 6 months actually. And that's actually for a whole load of reasons, like I had some account problems and then I went on holiday and couldn't get back into the routine when it was finally fixed, but I'm here now, so I hope you haven't missed me too much. As it's been so long since I've done a favourites video, I thought I would do a general things I loved through the summer. So I've whittled it down to 12 items I think. I don't want to go on for too long as it is actually nearly October and obviously it's quite redundant now to talk about summer, although today it's been very nice weather. So I'm just going to steam through them now. I'm going to try and do this in kind of face, body, etc. sections, but if I don't, please forgive me. It's been a while, I need to get back into the swing of things. I'll talk quite summary first and talk about holidays. I've been on 2 holidays this year. I went away with my boyfriend back in June and I used the La Roche-Posay tanning oil, which is an SPF 50, and I love it. But unfortunately I don't have the bottle handy, so I can't include it in this. But the other one that I used on my second holiday with my best friends back in August is the, I'm going to say this wrong, the Buin Tan and Protect Tan Accelerating Oil Spray, which is SPF 30, which I was quite worried about, although they do SPF 15 as well, so I wanted to go as high as possible. This one enhances natural tanning and is fast absorbing and non-greasy. Now I was quite tanned from my first holiday in June, but like I still had my white bits and stuff, and although I did still have my white bits, I got really dark really quickly with this, and it was probably the second day or so where I was darker than everyone else. I managed to use up a whole bottle in a week, but I think that's mostly because my friends kept stealing bits here and there, which is fine because sun lotions are said to only last for about a year anyway, so after my 2 holidays this year I don't see myself sunning naturally for a while. I'd really recommend this though, because some people don't like oily residue on their skin, but I thought it left my skin looking really soft and shiny and just nice, and you can tell that it's on. And it's worth mentioning that for someone who was pretty paranoid about burning in the sun, I didn't burn once at all. I'm going to stick with body care for the time being and talk about the Rituals Fortune Oil, which is sweet orange and cedarwood caring shower oil. You basically use this, you wet your skin in the shower and then you do a few pumps of this over your skin. It's quite oily and nice, and then you wash it off and it goes into a milk, but it does leave a kind of a layer over your skin to protect it and keep it more moisturised. It says here that it turns foamy, but I think it's more like an emulsified milk kind of thing. The smell is quite warming and relaxing, and after I've come out of the bathroom having used this, the smell like lingers for a good while, and my mum always asks me what I'm using. This is actually my second bottle, which shows how much I like it. It's not cheap, I don't think it's that expensive either. I think it was just under £10, I can't remember rightly, but this is my second bottle, so I'll keep buying it and I'll keep enjoying using it. And for someone who has quite, I wouldn't say dry as in flaky, but it can get really uncomfortable if I don't moisturise, this really helps, and I can go without moisture or just use something quite light instead of heavy body butter. Next, I'm really trying to keep this at a kind of consistent theme here. I'm going to talk about the Nair Brazilian Spa Clay wax strips for the body, legs and bikini. I think I first got these in a goodie bag. It might have been from the Cosmopolitan Blog Awards last year. Don't quote me on that though, please. This is my like 3rd box I think now, because I use them on a whim, but I like these, not really for the legs because I use an epilator for that. But I like to use these, I cut them into strips and use them under my arms. I know that sounds really painful, but I hate shaving and this does it so quickly, and it's relatively pain-free now that I've got the hang of it. I've got quite accustomed to the smell as well. I can't really describe it, but it's quite clean and sweet. They come with pre and post treatment wipes as well, so the first one kind of leaves a tingly sensation on your skin, and then the other one is more oily to get any residue off, and also obviously if you make any mistakes. I think they're about £6–7, but I think I got them on offer and they're usually on offer, so I'd have a look out. I'm going to move on to hair things. So firstly I'm going to speak about the Kingsley Elasticizer. This is quite a big one. I did some work with QVC in August where I had to use the Elasticizer and then the moisture balancing shampoo and conditioner for a month, and then I went on to QVC, which was the most surreal thing I've ever done, being on live TV for an hour, and it was probably quite awkward. It was my first time on live television. I mean, I'm not even good at YouTube yet. But it was okay, I survived it, and I'm here to tell the tale. But basically, the star of the show for the Philip Kingsley brand is the Elasticizer, which is a pre-shampoo treatment. Intensive, super moisturing, pre-shampoo treatment for all hair types. I really sound like a presenter now, don't I? From all the stuff you do to your hair normally, like colouring and heat damage and stuff like that, can damage the elasticity in your hair, which means it can snap. I'm sure we've all been there. I've very much been there when I had white blonde hair. Biggest mistake, doing it at home on my own. But I would use this around once a week, which would be every second wash, and I would leave it in my hair. It says 20 minutes, but I would leave it in for a few hours sometimes. You can leave it on overnight, you can leave it on for as long as you like, because you can never have too much treatment in your hair. And you just wash it out of your hair before you shampoo, and immediately you can feel that your hair is so soft and it feels so nourished and nice. And although I did like the moisture balancing shampoo and conditioner, this is definitely the one thing that I would say to spend your money on. But the nice thing about this is that you can get a really small size or a really big size if you like it, but the small size is, I think I have it, where are you? It's this big, which is a 40ml, and next to my tub, which is 150ml. This one I've had for about 2 months, 10 weeks-ish, and I've still got that much left, and that's using it once a week. If you have damaged hair, then that is a really good product to have. I probably would suggest trying out the mini one if you are not sure about it, but it does a great job at strengthening your hair and just making it more manageable. And I don't know about you, but I really hate leaving a treatment mask on after I've washed my hair already and then just having to wash it again. So with this one you kind of have to do it anyway, so it's not so annoying. Next is a shampoo and conditioner that got a lot of hype over the summer, and I totally agree. And it's the Bumble Surf Foam Wash Shampoo and Cream Rinse Conditioner. The thing about conditioners is I always tend to use more than the shampoo, but I love them anyway. These are my second bottles as well. The original Salt Spray by Bumble is a really famous product and really hyped, and I love that too. But with these two, I feel like I don't even need to use product in my hair. The shampoo leaves your hair feeling soft and not squeaky clean, but kind of like with a little bit of grit to it. And then the shampoo is really light and quite milky, but I find that obviously when you're looking for texture in your hair, you don't want too much softness to weigh it down. Again, not the cheapest thing I could have picked, but obviously it is my favourite. And you can get a mini pack in Boots, which is the shampoo, conditioner and a mini salt spray as well, which I think is £18. Next hairy thing is the Tangle Teezer, which I genuinely could not live without. I've used one of these for years and years and years. I first had the neon pink one, which I've lost and I don't know where that is. So I replaced it with this one a couple of years ago, and then I forgot this on a trip somewhere, I can't even remember where now, with my boyfriend, where I took my shampoo and conditioner but I forgot my brush. So I was over the bath trying to use my fingers to comb through my hair with the conditioner in, and it was just agony. I could not do it. So I since bought another neon pink one, which I've lost again, so that's why this one's in my favourites and not the pink one. I think they're just over £10, which seems quite a lot for just a plastic hairbrush, but honestly they make my life so much easier having quite a lot of hair. It's also worth mentioning that I only really brush my hair just before I wash it, as it gets quite tangled and knotty in the back, and then while the conditioner's in, and sometimes when it's damp before I blow dry, but that's pretty much it. So skincare, I've got two products that I love to use together, but first I'm going to talk about the Alpha H Liquid Gold. I'm just churning out the good old hype products at the moment. This is a chemical exfoliator, which sounds really scary, but it just means it's liquid that you can exfoliate your skin with, and you won't need to use any like scrubs with beads in or be too abrasive on your skin. There's on the packaging that you use this every other night, but I use it maybe once a week, even twice a week at most, because I have other lighter chemical exfoliators, and then sometimes I just skip that step completely. But this just kind of gets rid of all your dead skin and reveals the more glowy surface beneath the next morning. And the first time you use it, it tingles a little bit, but it's nothing too horrible. It's kind of, my skin kind of feels a bit itchy for 5 minutes while I just leave it to do its thing. You can leave it on its own overnight, but I prefer to just layer a moisturiser over the top, which leads me on to the Clarins Blue Orchid face treatment oil, which I love, and I love using these two together because they just give the nicest glow and kind of radiance on your skin the morning after, and I just kind of marvel at my skin every morning after I use these two. I love that this comes with a pipette type dispenser to it, so you can get a couple of drops and not have to like pour it out and waste any product. Although I will say that I've taken this away with me a few times, and it's always, no matter how tight it is, it always kind of leaks a little bit over other products. It's not like liquid everywhere, but it's just kind of like a film over things, which is annoying because it's not cheap. There are a few of these. This one's for dehydrated skin, but I can't remember what names they are, but there's one for like oily skin, there's one for normal skin. But I really like this one and it works for me. Kind of use 2 or 3 or 4 because I can't use an odd number, OCD problems. I just kind of rub it between my hands and then just roll onto the skin. I may or may not put a moisturiser over the top, but it's really, really nice, and I would definitely recommend you going to your nearest like Clarins counter and asking for a sample. It's time to talk about makeup now finally. So I'm gonna start with my favourite base throughout the whole summer, and believe me, I tried quite a few, and it's the Guerlain Lingerie BB Beauty Booster. There's a million terms for BB and CC and everything, but this is amazing. It comes in the same packaging, kind of like the Dior one. It's a bit messy, with the cap and the pump, which is great because I just think I have the shade Light. I think it only comes in 2 colours, which is a bit annoying. It's quite pink toned, but it does blend out and go with my yellow skin and look nice, and it's very dewy without being too greasy or anything like that. Like, I was fine using it on both of my holidays and then using a liquid bronzer to kind of alter the colour a bit. It's SPF 30 and it leaves the nicest finish on my skin, and it just lasts as long as I want it to. I did review this, so I'll link it below. I think I've reviewed everything so far I've talked about, so I'll link all of those. In terms of BB creams, it is the best I've tried. I prefer it to the Dior one, which I've also reviewed, and I know that was the big base of the summer, but this beats it. Just gets the ball out of the park, or whatever that saying is. I just love it so much, and I couldn't recommend it enough if you can get your colour. And then there's a really, really lovely product, which is the Chanel Cream Blush, which comes in a gorgeous little velvety pouch, which attracts all the fur in the world, but who cares, it's Chanel. It comes in the sweetest little compact ever, and I have the shade 62 Présage. Again, probably not the best at pronouncing things. It's the most amazing kind of peachy coral, and it's so pigmented. It's a cream to powder finish, but it doesn't dry out my skin at all, and it doesn't look too matte. It kind of has a satin skin finish. So pigmented, lasts forever, and like, I've hardly dented mine. I'm desperate to try the really, really bright pink shade. I can't remember the name of that. It's in my blog post. I'm so bad at this. I think there are 6 shades in total, and I think this one's limited edition. I have no idea why they would stop the coral colour though, because they're always popular. Right, I'm battling with the light now. It's dwindling, so I need to get a move on. I've only got 2 products left though, so we should be okay. Penultimate favourite of mine is the Rimmel London Salon Pro Kate Moss Polish, and this one is called Hip Hop 317, and it's an orangey red. Looks so nice on my skin, and it just brightens everything up and kind of goes with nearly every outfit I could ever think of in my wardrobe. And it's lovely on the hands, it's lovely on the toes, and it's such a holiday colour, but it's also not too out there to wear as it gets colder. This has been away with me twice, so I need to get a new bottle now because it's gone a bit goopy. I think they're on offer right now in Boots, so I'm going to get this one and maybe the peppermint colour from the normal range of the Salon Pro that's not the Kate Moss one, which looks really, really sweet. But if you have any recommendations on colours, I have most of the Kate Moss ones, I think. So let me know if there's any other colours that you really like. My final favourite is the YSL Baby Doll Mascara. I love this so much. I didn't get to use this as much as I'd like through summer, as it's not waterproof. But hopefully they do come out with a waterproof version, because I would be on that, like, insert blank here. Justin Timberlake, let's go with Justin Timberlake. I saw a demo of this back in March for the launch of this, and it looks so beautiful. It's a plastic wand, which I didn't expect to like as much as I really do, and Again, for the millionth time, I've reviewed this already, so you can see it down below. It's super black, it holds a curl very well, and it doesn't flake, and it just lasts all day, and it's everything I love in a mascara. So that's it, I did it. High five. I really hope you enjoyed that and haven't missed me too much, and I promise it will not be that long till my next video. If you could give me a like and a subscribe to welcome me back, that would be great, and I'll see you very soon.